Hey soldier, let's get right tonight.
Welcome to the the-solgr-and-fusha-only-show. I am Soldier Only.
And I is Fuchsia, the one and only.
Welcome to this week's show. This week, once again, we're just kind of unscripted. It's a lot funner doing it this way. I don't even remember what number this episode is. I think
10.
we're at 10, right?
10.
Yes. So our 10th one.
Woohoo! 10-month mark, which also reminds me of a segment we're going to start doing. It was either going to be like top 5 or top 10. So if you have any topics you want us to go over, say underrated movies or top games, we're going to go over those too as well. And there's more to come.
Yeah, you can contact the show at solgr-and-fusha-only-show@gmail.com. Or you can, since we also post these podcasts on the Sports Nerd Web YouTube channel, you can comment there as well and let us know what kind of topics you would like to see. Since we are in October and getting close to Halloween, this episode, we're not going to actually do an actual list because we're a little ill-prepared on this one, but we're just going to talk about some of our favorite scary games or horror games of all time.
Yes, because that is one that we had for a while that he had gotten The Evil Within. And the intro to that, we never really got past the intro, so we need to re-get that. But just the intro to that was creepy on its own. You were playing it, and I was watching you play it. I don't remember what time of the year it was, but I remember it was dark and it was nighttime, and I'm like, this is freaking me out. I don't know if I like this. I don't know if I can, I don't know. It's just sometimes I can handle scary stuff, and other times I'm just really freaked out by it.
Yeah, I still really want to play that game too, because, like you said, we only got a half hour into it, and pretty much just to see the opening and the title screen, and that game hasn't been spoiled on me yet either, so I still don't really know what happens. I do know that it's really psychological and kind of takes place inside of someone's mind or something, so it's just really bizarre still, so yeah. I still really want to get it. And it's actually made by the guy that did the first 4 Resident Evils.
Resident Evil.
Speaking of which, is because if you know me, Resident Evil is one of my favorite game series of all time. Not only just horror ones, but I'm just a huge fan of the Resident Evil games.
What was that preview that they had on Xbox that you could download of a sample of Resident Evil? What was that one called?
Are you talking about the demo for the one that's coming out?
Mm-hmm.
That's on PlayStation. And
oh, okay. Yeah, because I remember that demo was good. I remember you playing that demo, and it was really good because there's a few things that you could only get a certain thing if you walk through it this time, but if you go through it the other time, and then the mannequins was just creepy.
Yeah, the
demo was good.
Yeah, speaking of which, I'm glad you brought that up because I am getting so hyped for that game. That's the new, that's going to be Resident Evil 7 that's coming out January, don't quote me on it, it's either January 24th or 28th. I know it's one of those two. It's right there at the end of January. But yeah, that's Resident Evil 7, and I think that they're finally going to do right by the series fans because Resident Evil 5 and 6 went really action-heavy, less on the survival horror. It went really action-heavy, and a lot of the fans didn't like that. And from what I have played of that Resident Evil 7 demo, it definitely looks like they're on the right track to make it scary again. And it's going to be interesting to see since it also is going to be VR capable, so you can also play the entire game in VR, which I'm not going to. I'm going to play it standard, but and it is in first person view, so that's going to be different. Speaking of which, I actually need to get in and play that demo again because from what I understand, I think there was an update to it and some of the stuff has changed. I think there might be a little more to it now.
Yeah, that you'll definitely have to play that then, because I enjoyed watching you play that one. It was creepy, but it wasn't as creepy as The Evil Within. Well, it was still creepy. Yeah, different levels of
It's
creepy.
a different type, yeah.
Yeah.
Because Evil Within is actually a third person, so we were actually able to like see the character. Where
Yeah.
Resident Evil 7 was a first person one now.
Yeah, that's true. I like third-person games so much more. I like being able to see who you are and not just...
I like them both pretty evenly now. I always used to be a little more a little more geared towards third person as well.
Mm-hmm.
But,
Depends on the game and the context of what kind of game it is.
and it depends on how well implemented it is, too.
Yeah.
Like, if it's just a really janky first-person game, you know, that's just really dizzy and loose, you know, not really put well together, and just everything is just...
Kind of like that one other game you were playing, where it was first person and you'd, like, have the knife and the gun, and it would just, like, show the hands.
That was Dishonored, probably, yeah.
I liked Dishonored. It was nice to watch you play that one, but I didn't like how the gun and the hand were, like...
No, that game's actually really fun. I need to play it some more. Especially, I know I'll get around to it because Dishonored 2 is actually coming out, like, I think around, like, a month or two.
Yeah.
Like, next month. I think it comes out in November. And that's gonna be one I definitely need to get. That I'm stoked for that one. Also, yeah, Titanfall 2 coming up in a week or two, so I'm getting really hyped on that. I'm gonna be streaming that one a lot. But anyways, back to speaking of Resident Evil. Remember I told you Resident Evil 1 got remastered, and that's actually you can actually download that for free on PlayStation now if you have PS Plus, which we have. So we can download Resident Evil 1 remastered, so you can see the beginning of the Resident Evil series. And I really want to do that and play that again because I haven't played Resident Evil 1 since they remastered it. I haven't even played Resident Evil 1 since the series started 20 years ago.
Wow, that's a long time. I'd like to watch that because the Resident Evil is pretty good.
Yeah, I love the Resident Evil 1. I'm just kind of thinking right off the top of the head here of some of the other really good horror games. I know a big fan favorite one is Outlast, but I haven't played that yet. I've never played Outlast.
I have gotten farther in Until Dawn, but I haven't actually beat it. And I want to know what the hell that therapist guy is and who am I supposed to be. And I don't know that. You do, but I don't. And it's like, it's creepy because it only lets you do certain things. And then in my game, Jessica already lost her jaw because I wasn't fast enough. But
yeah,
that game has suspense. It's not like scary, but it has suspense.
Yeah, it's a more suspenseful one. Wait until you get farther into it and you kind of realize and you see what is going on and stuff. It is different because I watched the full playthrough of it that Markiplier did. Mm-hmm. So like you just said, I've seen pretty much his playthrough, so I kind of know what can happen. But like you can have a different ending than he got, but. I'm pretty sure it all ends along the same lines, but it is possible to beat the game and not have anyone die.
Except for the sisters at the beginning.
Yeah, they die regardless, I think. Maybe you can save one, maybe, but I don't think so. I think no matter what, that one falls.
I think so too.
I think no matter what, they both die. Yeah. Another horror game, it's actually a first-person one. This was actually, I think it was, if I remember right, it was actually an Xbox 360 launch title, but it was condemned. Me and Vila actually had a lot of fun with that. Me and my cousin had a lot of fun with that back when the Xbox 360 launched.
Oh, I remember when Doom first came out, I was scared of that one.
Yeah, Doom technically is kind of a horror one, yeah.
Yeah, you weren't expecting that kind of creature to jump out at you, and you're the one that has to kill it. I remember when we got Xbox one year for Christmas, and Doom was one of the games. And, I mean, it was a lot of fun to play as being a younger kid, but the monster, as a younger kid actually scared me more than it would, say, if it came out now. Mm-hmm. But it was still up there with kind of scary. Like, that one had suspense, too.
Yeah, especially, speaking of Doom, the new Doom that came out earlier this year that we have, you've seen me play it a little bit.
Yeah.
That game is amazing. They did really well with that game, and that game's kind of weird because you don't hear people talking about it like, oh, this is one of the best games of the year, but every now and then if you catch a podcast or read a magazine or an article or whatever, someone will mention that, that it is a contender for Game of the Year this year. So it's like it's like quietly a Game of the Year contender, you know? Like, because
Yeah.
obviously, I mean, the obvious front runner is Uncharted 4 for Game of the Year this year.
Uncharted 4 was incredible.
Yeah, I love that game. That is definitely my favorite game in the series and one of my favorite games of all time, really. That game is just so beautifully put together. The narrative, the visuals, the story, the action, the gameplay. I've never played a more cohesive game, like with every element of that game working so good together. Like, it's rare when games are that well put together. Excuse me.
I love how they ended it though.
Yeah,
and I'm
they ended
excited
it
for the
perfectly.
movie. I'm really excited for the movie.
I am too. I hope that, I don't know. Of course I haven't really been researching around and trying to find out more about the movie, but I might have to hop online sometime, maybe later today, and see what I can find out about it, because I definitely would be curious to see what they did with the movie on it. Speaking of Outlast, though, like, I really do want to get into that horror series, because I know Outlast 1 is a really big, like, kind of cult classic, but it's a big horror game fan favorite. But Outlast 2 is actually supposed to be coming out soon. I'm not really sure when it is, if it's later this year. I have just been hearing a lot about it lately. So I know that there is a sequel coming out to it soon, so it would be a good time to get into it.
Yeah. And so far, our fantasy football league team is doing really good. I think we're in about second place.
Well, in the league we're in, what is it? Is it like
SLC
the top?
Misfits.
Okay, yeah, our league is SLC Misfits. Pretty much, what is it? The top 4 or 5 are all 3-2. Wasn't that the team's record?
No, the top 2. There's the first one that's 3-0, and then everybody from below is like 2-1, or
no, I think it was 3-2.
Yeah, 3-2.
Oh, but the one leading, so the guy in number 1 is okay. I thought it was all like the top 4 or 5 were all tied.
And then the very bottom one, which I think is Robert, is the one that is like 0-3.
Yeah, he's been having a rough go of it so far this season.
But it's going good, and my Packers are playing today. I don't know the score. I need to go check on that.
Yeah, they're playing, actually, your dad's team, the Cowboys.
The Cowboys and your cousin's team, and oh God, I hope we don't lose to the Cowboys, please.
Right.
No.
Yeah, and my Falcons they actually are playing Seattle today, I believe is who they played today. They've actually been having a good year so far. Matt Ryan is like, I haven't really checked the rankings, but from what I understand, like, he's definitely is having like the best like season so far. Like, he's one of the top quarterbacks in the league so far this year right now. He's definitely putting up crazy numbers, and it's definitely his best start like to a year in his career too, I would say. I mean, it was ridiculous. Julio Jones caught, what was that, remember last week or the week before, like 300 yards or something?
Yeah, that was crazy.
That is insane.
It's a good season, though. Good season for football. Walking Dead comes back, not next Sunday, or is it next Sunday? Yeah, it is next Sunday.
It's, a week from today, I think.
Yeah, it is next Sunday, because they're having the AMC, the Journey This Far special episodes I've been wanting to see, but Walking Dead next week.
Yeah, okay, and speaking of that, once Walking Dead starts, I don't think, we're not going to be changing our podcast day. Well, I mean, we'll still probably be doing it on Sundays, but do you think we actually record it later? So we do it after?
Probably not, because Walking Dead doesn't start till like 9 or 10. The review can just be on the previous week.
We can just do a video, or we just talk about it on the next week.
Yeah.
Or we can have like our own YouTube show or something and just have a Walking Dead after show.
Work in progress.
Yeah, either way, we'll talk it over and decide what we'll do. So just stay tuned to Sports Nerd Web. You can follow on Twitter at SportsNerd48. We have the YouTube channel. Just search Sports Nerd Web. Thanks for listening on this one. Also follow our new Instagram pages. Mine's at the-solgr-and-fusha-only-gaming. Hers is at Fuchsia Only. And if you like this, subscribe to the channel for more content in the future, and you have a good week, and we'll see you next Sunday.